Alright, part 6, but not Stone Ocean. We're finally in Kalos, the land of Mega Evolution and underutilized potential, and the second to last stop on this almost 2-year-long journey I have stalled. The journey this time starts with us getting this group of youngsters to call us Daddy as our nickname, and we then get our starter for this portion, being Gamatachi the Froakie. No protein or battle bond, but he's still going to be our speedy ace in the hole. The catch tutorial from Serena goes as it usually does, and the catcher sells Swiper the Zigzagoon to help us this time around. But who cares about that, because inside of the Santaloon Forest, my encounter is a Caterpie, aka my favorite Pokemon line. I catch him, called him Milo, he's my baby, here to light the path ahead. We take care of the locals in the area and move to the first city relatively quickly, so we can add some legacy Pokemon to the team. I decided on Helios and Lashana this time around, so they could help us with Viola's bug-type gym. Viola, as far as first gym leaders go, is fairly simple. She only has a level 10 Surge Kit and a level 12 Vivillon. Her Surge Kit is not really an issue, as it is unable to score a KO on any Pokemon you can get at this point in the game in less than 3 hits, except Fire types because it has Bubble. What you really need to be cautious about is that Vivillon and how it uses Infestation to trap you and chip away at your health. If you level your Pokemon up to level 10 to 12, anything you catch in the early game can take on Vivillon more or less, so it is much easier for me to tell you what not to do against it instead. Do not use Riolu, Pansage or Burmy. Riolu can get lucky with counters, but that is too reliant on the AI, and Infestation will take Riolu out before it can properly retaliate itself. Pansage gets low dipped by 2 Infestation without any chance to counterattack, and Burmy only has Tackle and Protect at this point. Azurill is a Pokemon you can evolve into a Marill if you spend enough time just walking around with it. So if you count the steps and build up the happiness, Marill can be used, but Azurill itself is a no-go. Chespin can potentially take care of Vivillon with 2 rollouts, but that is extremely risky due to rollout's accuracy. So if you have to use Chespin, try to save it only for when you know it can knock out Vivillon, when it has around 1/3 of its HP to half remaining, depending on your attacking stat. Other than that, do your best and good luck. During my battle with Viola, I admittedly just mess around with her Surge Kit, not really being worried about it since I have Milo fully evolved into a Butterfree already, and then I use Helios to take care of Vivillon because Flame Charge and Heat Wave makes it really easy to deal with. Leaving Santaloon City, we meet Alexa and gain the experience share to cut down our grinding. And then all the stars align for us and we encounter a Ralts on Route 4. She can't Mega Evolve in the run because Gardevoirite is locked to the post-game, but Gardevoir itself is an amazing Pokemon with a special attack stat that makes even the weaker moves hit like a truck. Skipping ahead to Sycamore's laboratory, we defeat his trio of Kanto starters and re-add Claudia the Bulbasaur to our team after losing Brutus and Sinnoh. We briefly meet the champion and Lysandre, then leave for Route 5, meet Corina and her duo of Lucario, and then catch Luna the Furfrou. A couple of more plot-related things happen, and along the way we capture O'Malley the Esper, followed by Olaf the Snorlax rejoining us, and then we get Hotaru the Illumise, who will come in handy for potential horde encounters using her Sweet Scent. We quickly beat up some rich people, then skip ahead a lot more until we encounter Team Flare in the Glistening Cave, chase them out of there, and then we revive our fossil to get a Tyrant, who gets renamed into Leonidas. Making our way to Silage City, we use the newly obtained Aldrott to fish up a Love Disc, and instantly trade it for Thumper the Steelix. Don't ask me why this trainer randomly gives you a whole Steelix in trade for a mere Love Disc. This is just one of the best use of that encounter we can even ask for. Now then, time for Psylocke Gym and Gym Leader Grant. Grant is the Rock-type Gym Leader of Silage City, utilizing both of the region's fossil Pokemon in the form of Amora and Tyrant, and he can end up taking your Pokemon if you are not careful. Amora's Refrigerate ability making his takedown insanely deadly for anything weak to ice, which combined with Rock Tomb covers a lot of the game's early encounters surprisingly well, even with Thunder Wave to cripple your more bulky teammates. Tyrant has a similar approach, Rock Tomb to lower your speed, and then they can stomp and bite flinch you to death. To handle the fossil dinos, you need to have something that can either take hits from their attacks reliably, or that is faster and able to knock them out in a hit or two. Thankfully, Amora and Tyrant aren't the fastest Pokemon around, and if your speed stat is 35 or higher, you will outspeed them both. Your best bet becomes using a water type if you have it as the middle ground, able to take hits and deal damage but only semi-reliably, and then we get the fighting types who smash these rocks to bits with the rock smash reliably because you get that technical machine relatively early, or steel types to hardwall anything they do, but watch out for bite from Tyrant if you're using a Hone Edge. And there's also the obvious fact that you get the option to catch a Snorlax and trade for a Steelix just earlier, so yeah, you have options to deal with Grant. As for my own strategy, I sent in Lashana and tried to land a Scald Burn on Amora first turn. That doesn't work out, but Amora went for Rock Tomb so I could go for Scald again and knock it out. A crit from the takedown might have taken Lashana out here, but we're fine, we came out of it unscathed. As for Grant's Tyrant, I simply hardwall it with Thumper, who's got the Rocky Helmet held, so Tyrant posed very little threat if any at all. We then run into more Team Flare shenanigans as they go hiding around the cool rocks near Geosenji Town. Corina challenges us to a battle with their 2 Lucario, who you can hardwall with any ghost type in the game. And then we get to the part of the game that can always sucker punch you, in the form of the Reflecting Cape, because there's a 10% chance to run into a Wobbuffet in here, and we all know how that story goes. I lost Luna the Furfrou here to a Wobbuffet, and then tightened the Golett to a trainer's Absol using Pursuit. Fun. We arrive in Chalor City, prove to Corina and her grandpa that we are worthy of Mega Evolution by beating the mush out of Serena, and then it was time for a gym battle. But before I could even get to Corina herself, this trainer with the Bailey Drum Hariyama brutally claps Milo with a knockoff, and Nicholas the Nidorino as well. So that's 4 Pokemon I've lost within the same hour. Not my best Nuzlocke moments here. When it comes to dealing with Corina, she comes carrying a Mienfoo, a Machoke, and a Hawlucha. 3 decently strong fighting types, ready to tear you and your team apart. The most dangerous thing about these is the fact all of them run Power Up Punch, making them stronger with each hit, which can make them spiral out of control really quickly. However, that is more or less the only thing that's really a problem about them. They have fighting type moves and they get stronger. All of them, except Machoke, have a very daunting flaw that can make this battle one of the easiest in the game. Aside from Machoke's Rock Tomb, they have no move that can hit ghost types. So if you manage to get either of the available ghost types before this point in the game, you effectively only need to worry about Machoke. But what if you didn't get the ghost type? Well, fret not, you still have Thumper the Steelix, who can just put the Rocky Helmet on and effortlessly wall all 3 of our Pokemon. You might want to save Thumper for a Hawlucha because the potential of Power Up Punch making it able to bust the rest of your team if you're not careful. And there is one more encounter, or rather a gift Pokemon you can force if you have the time. The maid inside of the hotels, which trades you an Eevee for any Pokemon in your collection after you've spoken to her 4 times. And by the time you get to Corina, you have enough hotels to quickly get this encounter. By using this Eevee, you can give yourself an Espeon or a Sylveon to easily take care of Corina's Pokemon, if you have the time to wait, or if you manipulate the time of your game. Other than that, using Psychic, Poison or Flying types will do you a lot of good. Just be wary of Machoke and you'll be fine. My personal strategy was very straightforward. Celine uses Confusion to take out the Mienfoo. Celine lives 2 critical hit Rock Tombs from Machoke, so she can use Confusion on him twice, and then use Thumper to wall out Hawlucha for the win. Easy. After which, we get the Mega-Lucario gift from atop the Tower of Mastery, and this Pokemon is so broken that I'm electing not to use it, as it can effectively solo the next 3 gyms by itself, just by utilizing the different technical machines you can get at this point in the game. Pretty much nothing happens between Chalor City and Comorin City, so we're just going to go straight to talking about Ramos, and let me tell you, if you don't play stupidly, Ramos might be the easiest gym leader in the entire franchise. In fact, he is so easy because you're guaranteed an answer to his team in this playthrough. Want to know what it is? It's the Pidgey that's always your first encounter on Route 2. If you decide you want to keep it as your encounter, this Pidgey with the lowest potential stats in the game can still take on and win against Ramos' entire team if you decide you want to use it and train it up. Just evolve it into a Pidgeotto, EV train it properly, you then get the HM for Fly from Professor Sycamore right before you get to the gym, and the Skyplate is also lying outside the gym. You can effortlessly beat Ramos with the right amount of EVs and a combination of Fly, Quick Attack and Protect. The later if you use leftovers over the Skyplate. What? Not easy enough for you? Well, we have another guaranteed encounter for you. If you take the old road to the Parfum Palace, the only thing you can fish up is a Magikarp. And Gyarados simply does not care what Ramos' team wants to do. And he gets Ice Fang at level 32. So just go back to the Parfum Palace and get yourself a Gyarados. Personally, I went with Bortwick the Lapras using Ice Beam on both Jumpluff and Weepinbell to take them out. Then one more on the Gogolt before switching to Claudia to knock him out with a return, because I forgot to teach her Venoshock. And that's it, that's basically the first half of Kalos. Not exactly the most challenging or thought-provoking commentary I gave you for this section of the game. Though I did lose 4 Pokemon, but that's just stuff that happens. I'm just gonna try to shotgun the last half of this game as quickly as possible, because I have a feeling that as soon as the MVP slots are locked in, I get so much freedom to tinker with my current encounters, that the rest of the game becomes a breeze and I don't have much else to say in terms of what to watch out for. I do kinda just want to quickly get through these sections, because I'm not exactly tired of doing these videos, but I lack the motivation, so I just really want to get them finished. I get that that makes them look a little bit more sloppy, but I do really just want to get this done before Scarlet and Violet comes out, and then we can properly start over with something new and probably more fulfilling, let's say. But we'll see how that goes when we handle the next half of the game. Hopefully soon, without me procrastinating too much. Though, a few days after this video is uploaded, I will be attending my grandma's funeral, so please be patient with me due to that. So, anyway, I hope you all have a good day. Kobuklo, signing out for now. See you later.